They want your money.
Hey everyone, Mr. Happy here, and in this video we're going to be going over an interview that Yoshi P did with several Korean media sites from what I'm understanding, from what I'm reading here. So there was a live letter in Korea recently, and I didn't really cover it on the channel because the only major piece of news was something we already knew. Korea is going to be on parity with the release schedule of the rest of the world in 7.5. More specifically, we were told before 8.0, China and Korea would be on parity, and China's already aimed for 7.4. So it was logical that somewhere between 7.4 and pre 8.0, that was going to happen, right? So that was the only major piece of news. But while Yoshi P was doing the live letter in Korea, he apparently did some interviews. Not all that surprising. And while this interview is largely fluff and largely talking about the Korean community, which obviously it's a lot more directed at them, so it's hard for me to really pull too much news out of it, there's one statement that has everyone buzzing that I woke up to this morning that people ask me, have you seen this? Are you going to make a video? And that's the main reason why we are covering this interview. Now, this is the interview translated in whole using, of course, Google Translate, the right-click translate option. Over on InVent. So I'll include a link to this in the description of the video. And we'll just go through it real quick because, again, there's only really one line that I think most people need to hear.
Meet Gym Monster 2, your
Oh, really?
all-in-one smart home gym. Set it up anywhere, no limits, no installation.
Or even want to hear out of the majority. So, Korean game, the Korean version celebrated its 10th anniversary. And Yoshi P takes this time to talk about the MMORPG as a genre. Korea service has reached a turning point at its 10th anniversary. I'd like to thank everyone who's been with us, the community, and the media, starting with Ultima Online, which was the genesis of the MMORPG genre. Several great titles have been announced in Korea. As the oldest user of MMORPGs, I have seen its history. Saying Korea is the oldest. I mean, he could be making fun of himself. I think he actually is talking about himself. He's like, I'm the oldest one, man. Korea is a really difficult market in Japan, as MMORPG competition is fierce and there are many high-eyed users. I don't know if that's supposed to be high-end, right-click translate. Such a high-level market of users, we are proud that 14 will be available for a long time of 10 years. Of course, I think the efforts of the development team are prerequisites, but above all, I think that long-term service was possible thanks to the enthusiasm of Korean users and the dedication and support of the Korean management team. Reminder that the Korean version is not actually managed by Square in Korea. It's managed by a completely different company, and then they're responsible for all the localization and stuff like that. They're also responsible for their own cash shop items, which we then get in reverse. Stuff like the Hot Pot, which was the China one, like Korea and China make their own ones, and then we get them over here. Among the online games that started their challenge in Japan, I think 14 is the only one that has officially had such a long-running service in Korea. We'll be with everyone not just for the 10th anniversary, but for the 15th and 20th, which no one can match. Thank you for your continued support. Yeah, given how many MMOs come out in Korea, from Korea, come to the rest of the world, it is pretty surprising that 14 is still around in Korea. I'm not going to lie. From 7.5, Korean Global will be patched at the same time. I'm curious what efforts remain the final stage and what will happen to the broadcast frequency in the future according to simultaneous updates. Yeah, one of the big things with China and Korea being on parity with the rest of the world is, do we get more fan fests? Does that mean that we will be covering more live letters? Do they plan on maybe doing like Korean and Chinese live? They had to do them separately to tease content, because they have a different release schedule. But most of the people in China and Korea already know it's happening. Like, they're paying attention to the rest of the world. Heck, a lot of the high-end raiders from China and Korea VPN into the global servers and play the content ahead of time. And then when it comes out there, they just blast through it. So it's going to be a very different dichotomy now that we're all on the same boat. Usually I've been waiting a really long time, more than 10 years. Can't be that much longer given they just hit the 10th anniversary. I think I was able to come this far thanks to their support and support. The biggest difficulty in getting here was the translation schedule. Yeah, that's the biggest problem. It's not just translation, it's localization. There are certain things that are just completely different in the Chinese and Korean versions because of cultural differences. Not just in the text, but in the actual game itself. So those were definitely somewhat of an initial challenge, I imagine, but probably continue to be a challenge. In the meantime, 14 regularly undergoes large-scale updates and a large amount of text is added each time, and the development team, including myself, corrects the Japanese text until the end. This situation, releasing in different languages at the same time, was really risky. However, I've been working hard for a long time to build a Korean translation team and conduct tests. When the Japanese text was almost revised at the end, the previous version was handed over to the Korean team to start translating. Then the revised version was forwarded again, and the translation was carried out again. In the meantime, they also recorded their voices. As a result of verifying whether this kind of work is feasible, though, we have reached the present. So that's how they're managing to get to this point. Thought it was a good idea to delay the interval between major updates by 3 weeks to increase the number of languages that were supported at the same time. Interesting. By 3 weeks. The challenge is how to increase the number of supported languages while maintaining the update cycle. So, if I'm reading that correctly, another reason why we went from a 17 to a 19-week schedule was to help in this particular regard. Does that need to continue, though? That's the real question. Granted, the original reason we were told for the 2-week difference of 17 to 19 weeks was because they were giving the dev team additional time off in summer and winter, as well as wanting extra time to actually proof the content itself, you know. So I'm wondering how much of these things actually tie together. There's always such consistent efforts with simultaneous release. However, in the future, it will be difficult for each region to respond to special measures. Things like exclusive content and pre-dress costumes will disappear. Interesting. So this is, I think this is implying that the Chinese and Korean versions will no longer get exclusive cash shop items, or at least not ones that we have to wait a really long time. We will see it as one global and one community. We will move forward together. It took a lot of time to prepare. So yeah, it sounds like that's actually going to be the case. So things like the hot pot that we mentioned before that we just talked about will no longer be on a several month delay between when China and Korea get them to when we get them. It sounds like when China or Korea are planning something, it's now going to be part of the global initiative. But it's still interesting because they still are on different servers. So it's interesting to try to kind of like force this all at once global thing when a game is technically split into 3 completely different communities that only can interact through the internet, not through their actual gameplay, unless those 2 of those regions decide to VPN into the global one. So I'm very curious to see how that actually ends up working, if I'm understanding that correctly. I haven't done the live letter yet, so I don't know. I'll try this and that. I started providing the PowerPoint of my live letter to the Chinese and Korean teams before the broadcast. The provision time is 3 days before the broadcast. After that, there are corrections until the broadcast. To make matters worse, there is no script for the broadcast at all, so it's impossible to give them the script in advance. Receiving PowerPoint materials and only predicting what they will talk about is the same in Europe and the United States. I imagine when I see the data, but I don't know what I'm going to talk about. That's how a live letter works. Yeah, that's why doing live translations is tough, because Yoshi P doesn't go like, oh, I'm just going to say these things. This is not pre-recorded. He's like, well, here's the source material, but I don't know what I'm going to say. That's why we don't get live translations, or the ones we do get are unofficial. Therefore, I think it is okay to broadcast a live letter mirror and talk to users in real time, including the Korean interpretation. Or it would be a good idea to look back on the day after the live. There may be a way to leave new information to the live letter and broadcast to the Korean version just before the patch. I tried various forms to try to decide by receiving feedback. Nothing has been decided. I think it would be nice to write a script in advance and hand it over to the management teams around the world. But I don't think it's fun, and I don't want to do it. I hear that. Yeah, just trying to come up with ways to deliver the news globally, I suppose. Okay, so following the simultaneous update of 7.5 will be possible to hold fan festivals in all regions. Yoshi has previously stated they have no intention. For example, 8.0 will not have 5 fan festivals. We have been told this. It is practically impossible to finish the fan festival in 5 regions before the expansion pack. Our main business is to service and develop games, but fan festivals cost a lot of money for us to actually do. It has been announced that the patch release will be synchronized in 7.4 in China and 7.5 in South Korea. There are already announced fan festival schedules in North America, Europe, and Japan. However, China and South Korea were the first to catch up. Interesting. I don't understand what that means. It has not been officially announced 8.0. Even if 9.0 is available, there will be an 8.x patch in the future. In the meantime, if we hold and plan to hold a fan festival in 2028 or 2029, I like all the what ifs. Like, they're not going to do it in some capacity. You know, like, if we were, because he doesn't want to say, you know, when we hold the fan festival for 9.0, and then people start talking about that. He's just, it's that overly cautious Yoshi P speak, where it's like, I don't want to say, even remotely suggest, oh yeah, let's talk about 9.0. He'll do it when the time is right. There's a possibility that will be different at that time. So saying maybe they'll want to hold more than 3 fan fests for 9.0, but they don't know for certain. I don't know if it will be done in the future. For now, China and South Korea have prioritized catching up with the patch releases. Conversely, it is now possible to release simultaneous global and hold another fan festival with that power. What has been difficult to do so far is that Korea and China should have released expansion packs with users already knowing about it. Yeah, so they're like trying to hype people out, but all the users technically already know about them. It is possible to talk about the next patch at the fan festival after 8.0, so I think it'll be huge and interesting. We'll work hard for simultaneous releases in the future. Once again, I think 14 is a single global community. As a member of the 14 community, I hope that the whole world will play hard together in the future. Since the patch will be the same in the future, I hope to do something like the Final Fantasy 14 World Cup. He really wants to do like a PvP World Cup style thing. He's talked about it plenty, but it's just never actually come to fruition as far as I can see.
Seeing if you're pre-approved will never hurt your credit score. With Capital One pre-approval, you can safely and easily find out.
Final Fantasy XIV is available in many countries, and I don't think Korea is at the top list of users. Damn, way to just, I mean, they have the numbers, but still. Nevertheless, we continue to provide services only for Korea. I wonder what the meaning of the Korean services for 14. A really long-standing dream of simultaneous updates for both the Korean and global versions will come true at this time. I don't think Final Fantasy XIV is divided by country. From a global perspective, 14 is seen as a community. I always think of it as that premise. Okay, fair. However, even if it is one game community, the growth environment varies depending on the region. In entertainment, in eating, and what kind of fashion is different. The real world has different characteristics depending on the country. In order to make a huge community of 14 available in each country, we are checking trends to see what users like and collaborating. In other words, the management team is finding something that users will like and working hard. This is the current policy. When marketing or campaigning in each country, we do not look at the number of users in that country as an indicator or a small percentage. Rather, I think in a straight line about how to expand from there. That's fair. I'm sure that the OCE data center got to think that way for them. For example, if there are 50,000 users living in an area, we will not only run a campaign with 50,000 people. If we have 50,000 enthusiastic users, I think we can grow from there. Campaign contains such boldness. The campaign is also being developed by incorporating the characteristics of the management staff in each area. I was talking about, it doesn't matter the size, we're still going to put in the effort to keep growing it. In the case of G-Con, many young Korean developers come to listen to it. I'm guessing that is a developer conference. Do you have any words for them? I tend to refuse requests from companies to give lectures, but I try to do things for students as much as possible. I'm here thanks to many seniors, and I also have a desire to give back a lot. I ask a lot of people who come to the game industry what kind of work they want to do. There are many different types of jobs related to gaming, and the expertise, motivation, approach you need to acquire vary a lot depending on the job. That's why I ask them what they're aiming for first, because they need to know first in order to give advice. Bro, he's not wrong. I went to college in IT, into the game design major, and the number of people who walked into the game design course and just seemed like they didn't actually want to do anything. Like, we were talking about like game design, IT, programming. They're like, I don't really want to program. It's like, you're in an IT school. You're not going to be like we're not going to teach you how to storyboard. We're not going to teach you how to do any of that. Like, there are shortcuts you can take. Like, there are things that you can do without being a programming master. But like, we're here to teach you like the fundamentals of developing games and, coming up with ideas. People were just like, oh, I just want to work in games. And they just had no idea like what to even do. It was wild. What they have in common is that you should play as many games as possible in any profession. I don't want you to play only your favorite game. When you approach and create professionally, you can't necessarily make a game you like. If you don't like it, not having knowledge of the genre is not a professional attitude. Therefore, I advise you to play a wide range of games. Okay. Another thing is not leave a simple emotion after playing. Simple appreciation is also possible for ordinary players. If you thought it wasn't fun or not good, I want you to think about why. I want you to think about the reason for what you think from various perspectives and factors, such as technical perspectives, and make it your own skill. Game developers don't have to study anything else. If you play a lot of games and analyze the pros and cons after playing, I don't think the game industry is that difficult. Bro, just play games and figure out what's good and what's not. It's not that hard. That's pretty funny. And I want you to learn English. Korea is a country with high language skills. I hope that it will not be limited to Korea, but will take advantage of the characteristics. Dude, I got the opposite advice. Yoshi told me to learn Japanese. What the heck? But he's talking specifically to the Korean devs, so I understand. It's been 10 years since I've been giving a G-Star lecture. I'm curious about your impressions. It's strange, but if you search for my name in Wikipedia, it's a photo of G-Star in 2014. Yeah, I do remember that. 12 years have passed, but I don't think my inner world has changed much. Even though a lot of time has passed, I think the reason I was able to do this without getting seriously hurt is because of the enthusiasm, support from users. The way it does the double with the translate is weird. It was a great strength. I get a lot of letters of concerns from users. Last week, there were about 4 bags of nutritional supplements on my office table. When I checked, that was a gift from the users. Hey, you know what? They do want him to be healthy. That is for certain. I'm trying to remember where the actual answer that I was looking for was. because I haven't seen it yet. Oh, okay, there it is. All right, I just wanted to see because now we're getting into stuff I don't think we need to stop and talk about. Next was to talk about a permanent cafe. So they're opening an Eorzea cafe equivalent in Korea. Yeah, I know many of you North American and European users are a little jealous. Someone who's been to Eorzea cafe, reasonable. But this is just like the effort's going into opening a permanent cafe. Like, I don't think that's really too pertinent for us. Many Japanese cafes have Korean users and overseas fans. I think there's a brief comment about it not being opened in North America and Europe. Yeah, there it is. There's the actual question. I mean, it helps about not only selling for it, but various goods globally. Interesting. The contract is very complicated. There's different. Oh, the welcome goods from Eorzea Cafe. Yeah, they're talking about selling them globally. That would be great. I do think it takes a little bit of the fun out of going, but it means if you do go, you just get a bunch of free stuff. Like, for example, when you go to Eorzea Cafe, they give you one coaster out of all the job and like related coasters that are there, and then for every item you order, you get a coaster. So you end up just doing these like gotcha pack coasters the entire time, and it very much encourages you to spend a lot more, to order a lot more, drinks, food, like you just everything. And the meals are, and the portion sizes aren't huge. You go with a group of 4 or 5 people, you could easily like blast through like, 25, 30 items if you really wanted to. But it sounds like they might be considering selling those to make those goods easier to obtain overseas, which would be pretty cool. Also, yeah, Korean users are very enthusiastic. Not to say that North American users lack enthusiasm. However, the Korean users were so enthusiastic that they felt really hot. That is a really weird translation. And in North America, the location problem can't be solved. Yeah, I always just assumed it because North America is too big. Like, you put it in LA, sure, but how much of your user base do you have the statistics to say are specifically in LA? You know what I mean? Then people on the East Coast being upset that it's not in New York or Boston or something like that, or and the people further south wishing that it was in, I don't know, like Georgia or Florida, and then people in the Midwest are like, well, what do we do? And then people in Texas are like, oh, what about Texas? We're great. Yeah, there's really no winning in that regard. Asian regions such as Japan, South Korea, China, Taiwan, and Singapore, the time and cost spent on a single content or character is much greater than in Western countries. If you go to a cafe, it costs a lot of money, such as transportation, food, and goods. The upper limit of the cost is much higher in Asia than in North America and Europe. That's why I think it's easier to create cafes like this in Asia. The upper limit of cost is much higher, so it's easier. That's got to be a weird translation problem. But then we have 14 goods are not just gifts, but moving towards various daily necessities. Yeah, I can't wait to have my to wake up in the morning to my Final Fantasy 14 alarm clock. That already exists. There's the Fat Chocobo alarm clock. Get up, use the restroom on my Final Fantasy 14 toilet, wipe my butt with my Final Fantasy 14 toilet paper, then get up and brush my teeth with my Final Fantasy 14 toothbrush and Final Fantasy 14 toothpaste, and then floss with my Final Fantasy 14. All of a sudden, reading this, that's all that I'm imagining. I mean, I know they mean like watches and necklaces and bracelets and shirts and all that, but like now it's all I'm thinking when I hear that.
So think of it as like a TV ad with a catalog component where I can choose on the Roku app and immediately it's going to send me a text that comes from Roku.
Everything's good, Leo.
You just watch this.
Good to see you,
Brian. We're going to want to make sure that you get this. You can create your background color. You can sort of customize your thing. It might be subscribe, shop now, whatever it is. And then you can add a logo or an image in the.
Can we get a Primals concert in Korea?
Just hanging out.
In Korea, they're like, can't really get Primals concerts. Sogen doesn't have a lot of time, so when he does them in Japan, it's usually availability that doesn't involve him flying to an entirely different country. That's why Japan usually gets them, and that's continued to be the case. All right, and then this is the final question, I believe, and this is the big one where everyone's kind of talking about the answer. What kind of stories do you want to talk about and receive feedback from your visit in Korea? When you meet users in all regions, what you want is not something special. Whatever it is, I want to listen to, honestly, everything. He's saying that there doesn't need to be something in particular. He'll listen to everything. Each region has a subtle difference in playstyle and taste. I think China and Korea have a strong tendency to decorate characters. South Korea probably has the highest consumption of phantom drugs. Oh, is that a Cult Crescent thing? Phantom drugs? I'll keep that in mind for 7.4x. Therefore, there is an expectation to get feedback on character decoration, desired costumes, and decorative elements. Trust me, you get plenty of that here, too. And in the past, I thought the Korean market was an overwhelmingly high proportion of games played on PC, but now the situation has changed a lot. Therefore, I honestly want to hear what kind of environment users usually play. how much time they spend on 14 per week, and what patterns they use to log in and rest. This is because seeing only the data and hearing it with the actual voice is different. I think it would be nice if I could listen to honest stories even though I'm looking at data, such as what kind of environment they play in and how many games they play per day. Now, this is the statement. And it's just one statement. That's the reason why most people are even paying attention to this interview. Now, Final Fantasy XIV is moving towards the next decade. There's also fan festivals planned, and quite a big announcement is being prepared. With the determination to make a second new birth, also translated as to be reborn a second time, we are rethinking everything from scratch to evolve the game with a new goal. The fact that the translation that is largely going around is that last statement, the determination to have a second reborn, we are rethinking everything from scratch to make a cutting edge. There's a different translation that's going on. In fact, I think I have it on my phone. Let me pull it up real quick so I can give you the exact translation that's headlining, and you can understand what it is. Fairly big announcement. Yeah, aiming for the game to be reborn a second time. Here we go. I got it. It's already facing towards the next 10 years. Fan festivals are already planned, and a fairly big announcement is being prepared to be announced. With the determination the game will be reborn for the second time under the goal that the game will evolve into a cutting-edge service. We're rethinking everything from zero. That is the translation that is going around. That's the translation that's listed on Umadori, which is where this was actually found. And I think a lot of people are... I'm nervous about that statement. I'm not nervous because I think 14 will turn into something that is unrecognizable. I'm nervous because I think people think that means an engine rework. And I'm not so optimistic that it means that. I think that the thought that they would have kept a whole engine rework a secret from us this long, I have a hard time imagining. And I have a hard time imagining them doing it and also starting to simultaneously release everything in other regions right after they caught up when you now have an entirely new engine. Maybe a new engine would make that easier, but I just think this is a statement that is generally marketing PR that is saying, hey, we're making sure to really think about the way we do things and try to make it better for everyone, not we're actually going to drop another moon onto our game and blast it into the oblivion and into the next oblivion in order to, do it from scratch. I have a hard time imagining. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they will drop another moon on us. But that remains to be seen. But believe whatever you will about that statement. That's up to you, not up to me. In that respect, I think it's very important to have a provisional disposition time for users. The provisional injunction time has become very short. I'd like to hear about the period during which you can log in and how long you play after logging in. I think it should be a game that adapts to that. I'm sure that time for injunction will vary from country to country, so I'd like to hear directly from users. MMORPGs are a genre that take time to play, so I don't think they fit well in this day and age. There are already many people who play for a long time, like pioneers, and get ahead. You have to invest a lot of time to keep up with them, which is difficult. I don't think it's okay to not be able to feel the joy of it unless you invest a few hundred hours. It's funny because that is probably the biggest complaint from 14 is these 5-6 expansions of story that you need to do. Granted, I've been expecting them to make some change about that, and Yoshi P has kind of alluded to the fact that they may add a new starting point for players, and that could be part of this whole reborn thing, where you feel like you can actually just jump into a later point and not have to, play a decade's worth of game before you're allowed to play the current game. So if there's something to look forward to every time you log in, and if satisfaction is provided that meets those expectations, I think the MMORPG genre will continue to be loved in the future. 14 aims to achieve this. Therefore, I would like to hear a lot of the stories from this perspective in the future. Curious to see how it will go. The dilemma of the MMORPG genres takes a lot of time compared to the reduced user disposition time, which is a big burden. Must have seen and experienced such changes in times more clearly than anyone while running 14. I think you said earlier you would like to make changes to this in the future. Can you tell us more specifically about the direction that you are thinking about that change? It's difficult to give examples due to timing and examples, but I'll try to be as specific as possible. In the past, MMORPGs were based on the premise of game design, which was to take time and repetitive work, which was called Nogoda. However, after World of Warcraft, 14 is the same, but it has changed. For example, in the case of 14, no matter how busy you are, you can do anything if you collect 450 tomestones per week. In particular, since the two major updates are considered as a season, and the item level is greatly updated, even if you return after taking a break for about half a year, you can quickly follow the same level as others. This is a big difference from past MMOs. The design that allows you to continue playing for as short a time as possible, even if you play a little bit, has been Final Fantasy XIV so far. However, users who have played 14 for a long time can immediately understand that collecting 450 tomestones is a problem. But users who have already recently experienced online games based on smart devices or other games have been released do not know what will happen after collecting 450 tomestones. Something's weird about that translation. I'm gonna just throw that one in the trash, but you know, I think everyone understands what happens after you've collected 450. Maybe they mean like, what do you do after you've hit that goal? Like, what should I even do in the game after I hit that goal? Maybe that's what it means. From here, I'm just giving an example of when logging into the game side first asks the user, do you only have 2 hours to play? Do you want to be stronger today? Do you want to enjoy the story today? And when you make a choice, you'll be presented with a way to play. Oh, that's an interesting way of doing it. The current MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV, there is a part that leans on the users who play it. This is because users decide how to play the game. Therefore, we are thinking about ways to suggest what users want to do, help them find it, or I mean, to be fair, 14 has so many features, you need to do this. Like, most people, half the time I do a treasure map, people go, what even is this? I didn't even know 14 had this. I played for 8 years. What am I even looking at right now? In the situation where there's no time for the user provisional disposition, I think there are clear suggestions we can make. In that respect, my current intention is to evolve the service. To put it in an extreme way, in fact, even 450 Allagan tomestones may not mean much to people who are not interested in item levels. Good call. If so, you could think about exchanging it for mounts and beautiful equipment. So are you saying tomestones might just get glam and mounts from weekly tomes? I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of down for that. Like, that's a very broad example, but adding value to weekly cap tomes for people is not the worst idea. Adding things like, yeah, I mean, to be fair, all gear is glam. So technically they already have beautiful equipment. You know, if the equipment looks good, it's great. But like, interesting. Interesting example. It is actually a very good assessment that the item level to most people probably doesn't matter as much as just getting something that advances their character in the way that interests them most. So if the gear looks good, that'll be what their motivation is. If there's a mount, they could have motivation there. Okay, you know, I'm not against that. However, that's going to raise the problem of tomestone acquisition again, because the 450 tome thing has been beaten into oblivion as a topic. And if you add even more stuff behind it, that's going to keep happening, in my opinion. In fact, it's going to happen even more. I think that things have been taken for granted until now can be raised to a higher level in terms of online games, services, and entertainment in the future, so I'm thinking about this direction now. I want to realize it in the not too distant time. However, I think this will be will be a hint to the competition, so I will stop here. I don't want to tell the competition what to do. We got to hold on to our secrets here. I think the biggest advantage of 14 is the community. Why do you think you have such a strong community structure? It's true that we wanted a healthy community from the beginning, but we cannot create it just because we want to. Now that I have come to speculate on the reasons, it seems there are several reasons. First is that the old 14 started with a big failure. Sure did. Nevertheless, users continued to support and help each other while playing, and the development team somehow supported the players. I think that mutual will at that time became the most basic and fundamental. It's definitely the reason why 14 garnered a lot of goodwill, was the fact that it did feel like there was this constant back and forth. And to be fair, in recent years, that really hasn't felt like it's there. And it's part of the reason for a lot of the unrest or the feeling of being unheard by a lot of people as changes come into the game seemingly against what a lot of people are saying. Which is something that we're seeing a little bit better now with Mr. Ozma is my lead example, who's been actually trying to engage with the people who play the type of content that he makes and figure out how to make things fun for them. The second factor is that we've been talking to users as honestly as possible. I do think that's true. I just think that along the way, there's decisions made that do not reflect what the users are telling them. So even though it's honest, it's still not in the direction that some players want it to be. Talking about what happens and what doesn't happen in development and operation without hiding the reasons. Yeah, the problem is when people don't actually engage into...
In the Win with Zen sweepstakes, you can get a chance to win $100,000. But there's more than one way to win with Zen.
Any sort of corporate scenario or game development, they look like excuses, right? They're like, oh, you ever heard somebody say when you over-explain something, it seems like you're lying? It kind of gives that vibe when they want to talk about all the technical reasons why something works. And the people who are reading it, it's like, bro, I just want to know, like, I didn't need a dissertation on it. Like, I like that kind of stuff, but I see a lot of people who don't. So I feel like it's a 50-50 tug of war on whether or not that actually works out. The premise of mutual understanding is really a big factor. I hope you don't misunderstand, but I also think it's important that while the billing model is a subscription or free to play, 14 operates an official forum. If you want to write on the official forum, you need to purchase a monthly subscription. Users that love their characters very much, so they don't want to be negatively evaluated for making rash remarks. Because it is related to your character, you will think about it before speaking. I don't think he's looked at the English forums, because that is definitely not the case. You don't want me to go there right now, man. That is a dark pit. Not saying the free-to-play model is bad. As much as it can be enjoyed for free, the number of users will increase overwhelmingly, and the possibility of conflicts will arise. Without the two elements mentioned above, it can be difficult to unite as a community. The biggest factor is that 14 is a game in which each user is the main character. Thanks to the experience of the game, there are many users who play with the pride of being the main character. The gameplay and story permeate each player, so it is highly likely that a good community has been created. That's fair enough. Why do you think Korea maintains a strong community despite the small number of people? Why do they keep doing that? In this era, I don't think the number of users is a small number of monthly MMORPGs and games that focus on fantasy elements. Today, I talked about how there are a lot of enthusiastic users in Korea, and I'm really happy. No, I'm happy and grateful for that. I don't know what the exact reason is, but if I had to pick it, I would think it'd be the efforts of the Korean management team. Another example is that there is a song by the official band that has a time stop gimmick. That's Rise. It was a Korean user who first started directing all the light sticks to stop in real time for the time stop. I didn't know that. The production has spread all over the world, and now no matter which country it's being performed in, when the song comes out, users around the world stop cheering on it. I'm always grateful to the Korean users for this idea. I didn't realize that came out of Korea. Maybe I remembered once upon a time. But yeah, this was just an interview that came out with the different Korean media sites. Some decent insights into the way things are being done and the way things are being managed in Korea or across the world. But of course, that one statement about the game being reborn again will be the statement that is latched onto for the entirety of the next year plus. We're probably looking at 8.0 coming out in about 14 to 15 months, if I had to guess. It should be about 3 to 4 months after the final fan festival in Japan, which is taking place next Halloween. So, October 31st, November 1st, go December 1st, January 1st, February 1st. February seems like a perfectly logical date. So that statement's going to be held onto for straight up 15 months. And curious to see how it'll be revived, received, reinterpreted as we get information from the various fan festivals and what is actually happening to the game in 8.0, which is still largely a mystery at this point. But with that, that's going to be a wrap for this video. Let me know what you think about the interview and about that particular statement in the comment section of the video below. Be sure to like and subscribe, and stay tuned. I'll be covering whatever information we can, whatever is available, plus my other videos. Be sure to take a look at those. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.
Look here, man. I'm the king. I'm the king of the whole WWE, man. Ain't nobody can beat me. I hit him with the Elvis Slam, man. 1, 2, 3.
Listen to this crowd. They're furious.
He's a monster.
How can he say that?
Look here, man. This Sunday, at No Way Out, when I hit you with the Elvis Slam, the Heartbreak Kid is checking in to the Heartbreak Hotel.
Presley measuring him here.
No.
Oh, my God. He planted him.
No! DDT! No way!
Oh, my.
He spiked him!
He hit him with the Elvis Slam.
He beat Andre the Giant with that move!
Look at the sardonic look on the face of the
Cover.
king. Oh, my.
1, 2, 3! Redemption for Elvis!
The king squashes Michaels in record time to retain.
Look here, man. Michaels, I told you. It's 1 for money, 2 for show, 3, get ready, now go, cat. Go! Look here, man. I'm the king. I'm the king of the whole WWE. Nobody can beat me. I hit him with the Elvis Slam, man. 1, 2, 3.
Listen to this crowd. They're furious.
He's a monster.
How can he say that?
Look here, man. This Sunday, at No Way Out, when I hit you with the Elvis Slam, the Heartbreak Kid is checking in to the Heartbreak Hotel.
Presley measuring him here. No.
Oh, my God!
What the hell?
No way!
Oh, my.
He spiked him!
He hit him with the Elvis Slam.
He beat Andre the Giant with that move!
Look at the sardonic look on the face of the
Cover.
king. Oh, my.
1, 2, 3! Redemption for Elvis!
The king squashes Michaels in record time to retain.
Look here, man. Michaels, I told you. It's 1 for money, 2 for show, 3, get ready, now go, cat. Go!
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. All right.
No way. And they're hoisting Hawking up to the top rope. It shouldn't even be legal. Stephen Hawking is airborne. Oh, my Crossbody for the professor.
What am I watching? No.
You want to know the truth? I ain't got no dreams no more. I am the dream.
Oh, did he just say that? The crowd is turning on him.
This is unbelievable.
Here comes the devil.
Oh, he's got him up.
Look at the
Jesus slams the devil.
What is that? What?
Listen to this.
What?
What on earth? Me right now?
It's him. That's really him.
XXX Tentacion is walking down the ramp at Monday Night Raw. This place is losing its mind.
I never.
No way.
So dumb.
God, here he is, the Knockout King himself, strolling in with a round of
The Knockout King. What?
tails like it's happy hour. Look at that swagger. He's ready to lay waste to these ladies and make himself comfortable while he does. God, here he is. Think this ring is your happy little neighborhood, huh? You think your hero's gonna come save you? Not tonight. Not in my neighborhood. What's his name? Tell me. Wrong. The only name that matters is Think this.
No. No, no.
Artificial intelligence is terrifying. It's going to take all of our jobs, but also it can be quite funny until the inevitable robot uprising and death of all humanity. We at Cultaholic have already created entire episodes of both Raw and SmackDown, but now there is a brand new tool that allows you to create music with a few lines of text. So I'm here with resident AI expert Sam Driver, and together we are going to be reimagining the entrance themes of some of wrestling's biggest stars to, quite frankly, make them better. Sam, great to have you here, mate.
Thank you very much.
AI expert?
Yeah, that's me. Do you remember when you could go to ChatGPT and put in a sentence and say, like, write me a short story about whatever you want, and it would just come up with it, and it was terrifying? Now, no, you just sort of put in, with this tool, you just put in a couple of sentences or like a little sentence, just a tiny little prompt, and it will give you a fully fledged song. And I know that we've done AI music before, like on AI Raw and that, we've made all the themes and stuff, and it was very robotic, but this is, it's like night and day. It's terrifying how quickly this is just, yeah.
These are going to sound like actual songs then?
Yeah.
Because the original ones in the Raw and SmackDown ones, it was a bit, dare I say, janky. No disrespect.
Well, I mean, compared to that, I'm obviously like there's sometimes you can tell with it, right? But compared to that, it's like a real song.
I can't wait for this, and it makes album art for the track as well, and gives it a title and everything.
It comes up with absolutely everything. Gives you the finished package that you can just take to Spotify, get it straight out there, and make your millions. Become the recording artist you've always dreamed of being.
Right. So in this box, right, if I write a song about a retired wrestler,
right,
called Triple H,
yeah,
who just loves to play the game, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It's gonna generate.
Yeah, if you click generate, it'll start to make it all work. Generally, with any prompts, the more stuff you put in, obviously, the more detail it's going to give you. But sometimes it's better to just leave it a bit.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. That's Triple H there with a small child for some reason, and he's playing a game.
He is playing a game, though.
He's playing a game.
He looks very upset about whatever's happening on the board right now, and his hands are very flat.
That's really bleak, isn't it?
They look like they're melting.
And that's done now.
It looks like a pack of sausages that somebody sat on.
It says play. So literally that took like 5 seconds, right? And you've got
How good can it be?
A pop hit.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, I'm hoping this is as good as Motorhead. Just play there.
Yeah.
In the ring he used to bang. Triple H was his name. With his fierce strong, but those days are long gone. Now he's retired from the fight, but his spirit still burns bright.
Yeah, it does.
He trades his wrestling gear for some board games. Loud and clear. Monopoly. Scrabble. It's a beauty. He'll always adore. No more suplexes, no more slams, just strategy, dice night.
No.
Dice and building plans.
Strategy
loves to play the game. Triple H
loves to play the game.
So step up now because wrestling is next.
So it's taken that very, very literally. Triple H likes to play the game. Subbuteo.
Subbutio's a callback to. I remember standing on all of my dad's Subbutios as a kid and him getting a bit upset.
Understandably. But that was quite touching at the beginning. It's like, he's retired from the fight, his spirit still burns bright.
The end,
and
like,
wrestling is lame. Okay, you have a go.
Okay. What am I going to put in? A song about a wrestler called John Cena.
Nice.
Who's conscious about his bald spot. But people used to hate him.
Yeah.
But now they respect his abilities.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, generate.
It looks like him,
yeah.
I wouldn't describe that as a bald spot, would you? That's quite a large spot.
Quite a large spot, yeah.
I just noticed the bloody song title, Bald Spot Warrior.
Well, he's very self-conscious about it, but people respect his abilities now.
That suits him. That looks really good. Let's do it.
It's going to be Jason Statham soon, isn't he?
John Cena.
Simple spot. I'm dead.
They are.
Why is it reggae?
I don't know. Bouncing around. It's just kicked in.
Oh my god. What is this? Oh my, no. No.
Def Rebel are done. They don't get this is better than Def Rebel. Oh, this is so good.
Why is it reggae?
Hey, Meta, film this.
Okay, I'm going to give it a go with... I know he's just got new theme music, WrestleMania and all that. AJ Styles. AJ Styles. A song about a wrestler called Alan Jones, a.k.a. AJ Styles.
I like that.
He has lovely flowing hair, thinks the earth might be flat, and adores the gay community.
I'm not doing this.
What's going on, guys? It's Troy Dan here, and today we've got WWE AI compilation. I don't even know what I'm getting myself into, but here we are. We're gonna watch these. That is Stephen Hawking. Stephen
Hawking's on the top rope. This arena's on its feet. No way! Diving splash! Cover! 1, 2. He got him! Stephen Hawking just pinned him off
the fire. Okay.
Listen to this place. Archer the Dachshund is trotting into Monday Night Raw.
He's facing the household terror itself, a fully powered
We're watching a dog wrestle a vacuum. To be honest, it's probably still been on WrestlePalooza. Who are these people? That's Golga?
Suplex from the summit through the table. Good Lord, the Queen just planted Savile.
The Queen?
I've never seen. The arena is on fire.
Obese internet user. Job application. Okay. All right, some of these are
the scariest piece of paperwork you'll ever see. Job app.
The AI is an alt. Never mind. That's Martin Luther King and Gandhi.
Oh no, that's Gandhi's music. He's got the briefcase. Gandhi is sprinting to the ring.
So apparently, can only be dead people because of copyright infringements. That's what I've been told. I don't know who that is.
The Dutch Master.
Who?
Listen to this.
I don't know who that is.
You're looking at Ringo's best mate, George. Always have been, always will be. And at WrestleMania, I'm standing right by his side, not you.
It's just the goddamn Beatles.
Wait. Building's shaking. The Silverback has arrived on Raw.
And waiting inside that ring. 99 men who think they can take
Okay.
it down.
Still better than SmackDown.
For years I turned the other cheek, brother. I gave them salt, I gave them peace, and they stomped on it. No more.
Tonight, the little brown man throws the first punch. The umpire wants to rumble.
Quinn is rolling down the ramp like it's nothing. Look at the agility. That's royalty.
I hope when I die that I can be immortalized. This garbage slop. What?
What?
At least.
I didn't do it.
This is bad.
That's terrible.
This is bad. What's up?
I never took their lives.
Using AI to bring people back to life and throwing WWE matches is so stupid. It's Prince Diana.
She better sit on an ice pack because I'm coming in. Every single soul in this building better know. This is my house. I run this.
That's Barney the dinosaur. Barney against Michael Jackson. What the hell?
Nah, man, tonight I'm gonna show the whole world I'm more than the king of pop. I'm the king of getting down and stomping people out. You hear me? When that bell rings, I'm not singing, I'm swinging. I'm a moonwalk all over.
Here comes Michael.
Damn.
Moonwalk! Do the moonwalk! Do it! Do the moonwalk!
Step into this ring, it's like stepping onto a stage. The lights, the rhythm, the energy, it's all mine. And this Sunday, that big man thinks he's gonna bully me.
What?
Wow.
He ran into the ring post.
Got to the stake too. Well, some of these are pretty incredible. Like Goldberg.
Running clothesline. Down goes the big man. Listen to this place. The crowd's losing their
Brother.
Michael Jackson.
Huh?
What?
This ain't no dance tonight. This is war. And this Sunday, inside that ring, I'm gonna open up a can of whoop ass.
Oh shoot. Oh.
He did like the worm.
Rustler. Is that Mansoor?
King of Pop just leveled him.
Oh.
I mean,
What?
fake Elvis.
How's everybody
Wow.
doing tonight? I'm the king, still ruling, still rocking.
Hey.
Let's make some history, baby.
Life's about choices, man. The hard ones, the quiet ones, the ones nobody ever sees before.
Oh no.
You do what's right even when it's just you and your shadow.
You hear that? You think you're my neighbors? Look at you. You're not my neighbors. You're a bunch of strangers who wouldn't even be welcome on my street.
Yo! Mr. Rogers turning heel. What the hell? Harambe.
Harambe.
King of the jungle, king of the ring. Hear that roar when I do
From
my
the wilds
thing.
of Borneo, weighing in at 400.
Guys, we're screwed. We.
Rolling down the ramp like a machine of war. Eyes locked
What
on the
is with
holster.
Stephen Hawking in all of these?
Steel, brother, and look at Hawking's face.
Oh, I forgot Hogan died. He can now be in them.
He's sliding in. Oh my
Soon people are gonna be like excited people to die just so they can make them on Sora.
Thunderous spear. The arena's on.
Yo, that's the queen.
The queen
Are you
again.
kidding me?
Crown on tilt, still ruling the throne. Step in the ring, make the whole place moan. Silver hair, gold drip, never alone. Old school grace with a new school tone. Break it down, gotta show 'em I can spin.
What up, Pancake?
A thunderous entrance. Here
A
it
horse.
comes, charging through the
Here comes
snow.
the horse.
Listen to this place. The arena is shaking as the snowman's got the leg
Kobe.
up. They got him. Kobe.
We have Kobe pinning Tupac Shakur.
Listen to this.
He's in a singlet. Kobe, why?
The Black Mamba has conquered the West Coast.
Oh, there's Albert Einstein again. Steve is evolution.
WrestleMania, Albert Einstein.
Oh, you can feel the electricity,
Gandhi.
King.
But wait, hold on, the music's changing.
And here comes the Mahat.
Man, it's kind of sad seeing like Eddie Guerrero in this.
Very sad.
Like, what could have been?
What? Are you kidding me right now?
You know what? Nothing will surprise me. X 99 or not? Sorry, not Juice. It's 99. We'll probably see Juice here in a second.
From Ulm, Germany, weighing in
Here
at
is Albert Einstein.
I miss NA2, man.
Father of relativity, Albert Einstein.
Father of relativity.
Oh my! I cannot believe what I've seen. A helicopter is lowering Stephen Hawking into the ring.
Oh, this is unreal. The whole arena is losing its mind.
Here it comes. The harness is off.
His tire went flayed.
There is no way. That's Eddie Guerrero.
Oh.
What are we witnessing? Eddie
Wow.
Guerrero is here.
This is hard to watch. This Eddie Guerrero.
This is
What?
Big man, you see this gold on my shoulder? I bled for it. You couldn't walk a mile in the smoke I breathe. At reckoning, I'm leaving you flat on your back, staring up at a name you can never eclipse.
You talk.
This supposed to be Biggie? Oh, the Queen from the top rope to the Spanish announce table. Man, their hat and everything
The
stayed
heck?
on. No, not always. God damn.
Oh man.
The roof
just came off this arena.
I wish I was still here. Yeah, no doubt. Did you ever watch this promo with Brock Lesnar?
Yo, where's the green shirt? Damn. Oh, not honking again.
No! No, you can't do this. No.
Biggie and Pac now together. Back, I guess they were once friends.
Champ in the making, coast to coast. Hawkins going up there. He's on top of the cell. Oh my God! Stephen Hawking is airborne through the table. The end of the stage just exploded.
There's no point trying to make sense of any of this.
Oh my God, he's got him up. No way.
Whoa, yeah.
A dream, not for any of you, but one that is me holding that WWE Championship. The only rights you'll ever have are the ones coming from my hand.
Ooh, that's a good line. He's got the hay. Oh, that's George Bush.
Oh my! I cannot believe what I'm seeing. Stephen Hawking is being lowered into the ring out of crazy.
He's one of the smartest people in like human history, and here we are throwing him in a wrestling matchup when he dies.
Real words, he hang out his mouth.
Yeah!
Brock saw that too. Hey, we're gonna watch it again in a minute.
Oh, JFK.
At 190 pounds, the 35th President of the United States, John
Is he 35?
Kennedy!
No, okay, we don't need to do the Benoit. I mean, is there any moral lines? Well, I guess there isn't. We have the devil taking on Jesus. This is an Iron Man match or something?
Listen to this place.
Bob Marley making an appearance tonight.
Moving to the rhythm. Bob Marley has arrived in the World Wrestling Federation. JR. That beat hits and everybody's hands go up. Listen to this place.
Of course, we're gonna have some Prince.
For the icon, the one
The Purple Rain.
He calls it the Purple Storm, and it is rolling right into the World Wrestling Federation tonight.
You've been humming sweet all week, Rasta, whispering like you already crowned. But this
Hey guys, well, can't inflict man. Yeah, 10 years, man.
The world knows who runs the show. Small man with loud.
Oh my! I cannot believe what I'm seeing. Stephen
I
Hawking
can
is being
at this
lowered
point.
into the ring on a forklift. Call the entire arena's out of
Joey's walking.
Yo! He grabbed him.
Didn't see that coming.
He's looking for a chair. He's digging under the ring. Better find something quick. The champ's getting back up inside. What the is this doing here? That's a cucumber. Nah. He just tossed it into the crowd. Somebody's going home with a salad. 4 letters.
A cucumber.
1 word. Yeet.
4 letters. Was it? Oh, I guess.
Yeet.
Martin Luther King pulls the rounds of the century.
Goodbye, everyone.
A beautiful show of respect. Wait a second. Hold on. Something's not right here.
Oh, dude, that's the Mark Henry.
Mark Henry.
It was like up the Mark Henry when he retired.
You suckers thought I was leaving.
Wow.
I ain't going.
Nope.
I heard rumors about him. The man they're calling the real Jesus has
This isn't the first time we've seen, I believe, Jesus in
I
WWE.
apologize to all of you for my act.
Nope. Nope.
It just broke my.
Sandals acting like he's the saint of the streets. Better believe it, Gene. Gandhi's been walking around in those sandals acting like he's the saint of the streets.
Listen to this place. They're on their feet. Hawking's exosuit is pacing him like a predator. Professor's got him by the wrist. Whoa! Hip toss with hydraulics. Center of the ring. God, he did it! Stephen Hawking is the WWE champion. Blazes on the screen. Wait a second.
What's with the pyro?
Oh my! He's climbing all
Who's
the way.
this?
It's the Pope.
That's supposed to be the Pope?
Holy splash! The tables
Like Tyson Fury a little bit.
Evening, friends. This here is the World Heavyweight Championship. And right now, it's riding on my shoulder like a happy little cloud. Anybody in the back who thinks they can paint a different picture, come on down. The canvas is wide. Somebody step up and let's paint a masterpiece tonight.
The Bob Ross Open Challenge. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Listen to this place. They're losing it. Bob Ross called out
The Bob Ross and Stan Lee.
Bob Ross
course, you might be the man with the happy little trees, but tonight you're facing the man who built universes.
Can you believe this King Stan Lee squaring off with Bob Ross on Raw? 1997 has officially gone off the rails.
97.
Against the painter of happy little trees, and listen to this crowd.
97.
An elbow. Wait a second. Stan's got him hooked. Spine buster. Stan Lee just planted Bob Ross right in the middle of the ring. Cover. This could be all. 1, 2, no. Ross.
Stan Lee's heading up top. The legend's got
Oh, he
something
missed.
wild in mind.
No way. Look at this.
50 front splash.
He nailed it.
Do we have a whole match of this, or is it just clips? I'd love to see a whole match, maybe. Or maybe I wouldn't love to see that.
Look out. Spiral tap. He landed
What?
He's got Stan Lee hooked.
I guess this is kind of like a whole match. Oh, Lord.
The table's in pieces. Stan Lee might be broken in half.
Just painted a masterpiece of just. Bob Ross with the gold held high. The artist has
I'm glad to see Bob Ross win the...
Bob Barker's in the ring.
Bob Barker. Bob Barker.
With that chair. The price is wrong.
Diana's
Price is wrong.
She's looking down at the queen.
Oh, my, no.
No way she's oh my, she flew.
Diana 316 in the ground.
I'd say it, but the father of...
Epstein goes for the clothesline. Savile ducks it. Shot to the back. Off the ropes. Hurricane Rana. The crowd is losing their minds. But Epstein still got fight. Epstein. Listen to this.
That's it, what?
It's not bad. It's a bad Stephen Hawking, too. And here comes George Washington.
The crowd is on its feet for the founding fighter.
Founding fighter.
He's done it. Lincoln is here live. I can't believe
Wasn't Lincoln like 6'9" or something?
Look at Washington. He can't believe it. This crowd is losing their minds.
Abraham Lincoln is walking to the ring. This is unreal.
He's slower than The Undertaker.
This is unreal. History itself standing in that ring. Of a nation on his shoulders.
Revolution Slam.
The Revolution Slam. And now we have Jason, maybe, and Freddie.
WrestleMania Nightmare. The Masked Butcher versus the Silent Stalker.
The founding father of
Who's there? Oh, this is the same dude.
Isaac Newton.
Look at this entrance. Benjamin
What is he
I
holding?
meant regular, sorry.
Storm. The man who caught lightning in a.
Oh shit, Isaac Newton. Yeah, no one expected that.
Gravity is in the building.
Looks like Bret Hart, or more, sorry, William Regal there.
No way. Listen to this.
Also looks like Paul Heyman a little bit.
The Storm meets gravity.
That looks like
This
Seth
is
Rollins
history in the
and
making.
Paul Heyman.
Franklin's electricity versus Newton's force. Both men look ready to tear the laws of nature apart.
Here we go.
And here's the, why does he have no? Does he have no pants on?
Gravity just drove Franklin into the mat.
What is this?
Okay, you know what? I think we're
Pancake.
I think we got the idea.
Franklin's abducted. German suplex. Franklin just turned the tables.
So, it's the kind of brain rot we don't want to. Oh.
Oh, Max, I heard there's a song about me. Why don't you put it on? I'm curious to hear it.
I don't think you're going to want to hear it.
Max, just put it on. Put the song on.
It's not very nice.
Max,
Are you sure?
put it on.
Okay.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
That's me.
You're a fugly piece of shit.
What?
You bring bendy straws to bathrooms cause you like the taste of piss, Mr. Grinch.
No. No, I don't. Max?
I wouldn't suck your dick if it was dipped in honey and could cure cancer.
Jesus Christ, who wrote this? Who wrote this song, Max?
Also, you have no dick.
Stop. Stop the song.
I can't.
What is this?
Max?
No, I can't.
Stop. Just stop the song. Hit stop.
It's broken.
What's broken?
It's jammed. I don't know what you want me to do.
Just, turn it down.
I can't. I'm a dog.
Max?
You're a dipshit, Mr. Grinch.
Okay.
Even babies want you dead.
Wow.
You've never brought home a woman, cause you're scared you'll wet the bed, Mr. Grinch.
I wish they weren't so good at rhyming.
The 3 words that best describe you are as follows, and I quote.
Being stuff?
I'm not.
Dumpster. Bitch.
No. This is not how it goes. I knew they changed it, but I thought it'd be like a key change or maybe like a solo or something. But this is degrading. This hurts.
Pretty detailed, yeah.
What happened to the alligator part? I actually liked that part. It was kind of funny.
Oh, it's a crocodile.
No, it was an alligator.
No, it's crocodile.
Was it a crocodile?
Yeah, it's seasick crocodile, yeah.
Oh.
You're poor, Mr. Grinch.
They didn't leave a stone unturned.
You can't afford the bus.
Lower middle class, maybe.
You're deathly allergic to tree nuts, and your exact address is this, Mr. Grinch.
No. I
1482 Mount Crumpet Boulevard.
Holy shit.
Whoville, Michigan.
That's my address. What are you gonna do?
I mailed your bitch ass a bag of nuts.
This is a song that kids sing? Every year they sing this, like around the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
A song that says bitch. It has said bitch like 3 times.
Yeah, that's too much, yeah.
They know I gave the presents back, right?
What the hell?
Like at the end of the movie, I gave them back. I'm a good guy now. I go to church.
Yeah, I believe you.
Oh, there's the solo. Yeah, actually a really cool solo.
Wow.
Shame about the rest of the song.
Let's just address that you are inbred.
I'm fucked.
Mr. Grinch.
What?
You don't know how to read.
This feels really bad.
I cannot stress enough how much you love to suck down pee, Mr. Grinch. According to an anonymous poll with a sample size of over 3,000 Who's who were asked to rank you on a scale from 1 to 100.
Mr. Grinch?
Based on traits such as likability, general odor, and physical attractiveness. The highest number we got was 3.
That's brutal.
What's wrong, Mr. Grinch?
That's brutal.
You ever feel like no matter how hard you try, people will always see you as your past self, just as this one thing, one unchangeable thing?
Like a dog?
I guess no matter what, I'll always be a big green monster.
I thought you were gray.
No, I'm green.
Oh.
You didn't know that? Oh, dog. That's right.
I love you, Mr. Grinch.
I love you too, Max.
Oh, it's a bullshit.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
What the hell? I don't think I know enough about how meat works. That's pretty funny. That was funny. Next.